All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. You can already see the draft going on here now for our next match. It's going to be JSO taking on Futile here. And, of course, starting off on Blood coming. We didn't get the best preview of the draft there, but you'll see it better when we do hop in game. As we'll pull up the tab screen really quickly so you guys can see the 3 champion selects for either side there.
Yeah, pretty sure I saw a clutch on the left there for Futile. And Scale Bear, I think, on the right for JSO. In terms of their heavy classes, I didn't catch much more than that.
Well, looks like we have an Anarchy again for JSO. At the very least.
Yeah, I mean, other than the typical picks, I mean, I expect to see Ranger, Anarchy, typical, matching Rangers. We've got a Visor, and yeah, so I like them. Interesting lineups. I like JSO, good balanced lineup. I think having Anarchy here is just. I love Anarchy on this map, man. I fly around the map with Anarchy here. I just don't. It's easy to have just a lot of fun. Sometimes it's like, am I supposed to shoot people or am I just supposed to just run around the map in depth? It's a lot of fun.
Well, we are getting into it here now, folks. So once again, like we said before, on the left side for the blue player, it's going to be Futile, and our red player is going to be JSO. Let's jump into it, and let's take a look and see which one is going to claim another slot here in the North American Regionals coming up in just a couple of weeks now. For Futile, he'll start off, gets himself a nice armor pickup, and he'll Dire Orb over to get the rails, so he's got that nice and early. JSO should have himself Lightning Gun in addition to the rocket pickup that he just got too, so I'm hoping he's well prepared for this one. Jumping into it though, Futile, he hits the opening shot, so he's gonna get a nice little rocket off there, and JSO immediately pushes back to reset that fight.
Yeah, Futile should be sharp. He had a good game, good win against Scissor, as we saw on Friday. So
Futile here, still hanging back, still hanging away from this one, still looking for his shot that's needed to push on the JSO and complete the kill there, but not gonna get it. So they both, again, will end up resetting each other. Futile now max armor for himself at the very least, so he's ready to just dive into this next fight here. If he can spot JSO on the other side of this one, again, the rockets surprise him, and he chooses not to go for it as a result of getting hit first. Well, he's going to be looking to disengage if he takes the first heat of damage, so not to go for that fight. Bails away from it. And we'll let JSO make the choice in a moment here, too, as he dives in, and Futile can't seem to return it, man. His rails so far have been off point. He's trying to do damage with the rockets at range instead, and on the Dire Orb, trying to bait his opponent. Didn't work. Hell, there's just no damage going on to JSO, and now look at how low he is. JSO has no reason not to dive on this one, and in fact, he's going to complete the kill. Moves in and takes down Futile's first champion.
Very smooth, JSO. Just the whole approach there, the engagement, very smooth.
JSO. Still some work to do. Only the first champion's been eliminated. He's going to continue this rampage, try to move forward. Will he go with the jump pad is the question. Not looking like it. In fact, his opponent, Futile, nicely done out of nowhere, sneaks down those steps. Was able to go in, taking out JSO now to get the trade. Good
reversal by Futile. JSO, man, I wish he had it. I think he probably wished he had a rail out when he was following him towards that mega pad. He really had a shot lined up.
Well, for Futile here, I'm trying to read into JSO's upcoming movements. Unable to catch it just yet. They are in a bit of a standoff right now. I believe Futile knows that JSO is hanging out somewhere around rockets spawn up on top. Yeah, and he's going to use the visor wall to be able to try and spot that a little bit better. So does catch him, gets a nice little 70 damage rocket off onto him here, and has pushed him off from the spawn over on the armor there. Problem is, I think he lost the timer or something like that as he dived the other way. So now he's going to have to try and push forward, try to get up in his face and just beat him in an LG battle, which thankfully he does. JSO, unfortunately, was in a very awkward position. So I think he had trouble tracing the LG properly. So Futile's going to win the second battle now and bring himself up for an advantage 2v1.
Very interesting engagement because Futile left the heavy armor to go rocket jump for the railgun. I don't think JSO really recognized it early enough, and by the time he did, it was too late. Futile came back to reestablish position to defend.
JSO trying to charge his way across the map, did miss the jump, so he has to go in on the normal method here against Futile now, who is a little bit out of range, man. You got to close that gap a tad if you want to do the damage with the LG, and unfortunately can't get it done. So JSO trades back again, and now we end up in a 1v1 at the very end of the round. Scale Bear versus Clutch to decide it. Oh, nice. JSO hits a 99 damage. Rocket right through the shield there. It's going hurt futile a little bit. For JSO, maybe a bit of a premature charge. He's going to end up pretty far away, but look at the momentum he gets. Swings right up on top of the armor, and now he's going to have great control over that, where previously it probably would have been futile standing in that position had he not used the charge. So it doesn't get any, real damage off with it, but at the very least the momentum helps out to switch around the positions a little bit and lets JSO push forward to go steal the armor, and now he's going to try, while still having the high ground, to take the health too, although he misread Futile's position on the clutch, but clutch gets stuck, or futile, excuse me, gets stuck in the back anyway. So the clutch goes down, and JSO is able to take him out, claiming round number 1.
Yeah, a little late on that shield activation. Probably should have activated it right away to avoid anything and get into space, because he didn't have a great position there. He was obviously going to eat that first rocket. That shield needed to go up right away.
2. We'll see if JSO can keep it consistent here and try to go for the clean sweep on this map. But for futile, he's also looking to try and strike back a little bit. He's going to be on the other side of the map right now after claiming his mega health pickup. And for JSO, he'll go hunting. Going to continue. Nicely done. Right over here. The mini armor room. Moves in, gets himself a nice rail against futile. And that immediately knocks out the armor pool for futile here. So he sticks around. And he's actually, no, he's moved away from the full armor spawn. But he's, excuse me, he's gone back to it now. And he's going to be able to grab that while JSO gets the mega health.
And futile missed his slip gate up to the railgun. So now he's short that of his arsenal. He really kind of hurts. So now he's going to have to make his way over there. Yeah, he's going to use it again. Oh, and he missed it again.
Oh my god, did he really?
Yeah, he missed it twice.
Like, worst part is JSO keeps going looking for him right there, too. At the very least, it's throwing JSO off a little bit here. But now in an up-close fight with the LG, JSO doing massive damage, taking that damage himself. The injection is the only thing that saves him here, as he is able to stay alive as a result of that, but did not continue the fight long enough. So futile got back. He got the mega armor, and now he's recovered. Now he's back up to pretty much full HP.
3rd time's the charm. Got it that time.
JSO going to continue to try and fight for this one, but all of a sudden can't hit the rails as well anymore. Corrects that, but he's low. One-shotable now by the rail, and he doesn't have the injection up for another 20 seconds, so he does not want to continue this fight. So he can get some of that health and a little bit more armor back. He's not going the way he would have planned for this opening fight. He's trying to prevent futile from immediately turning this around.
Yeah, both items spawning up at the same time. Neither guy has to really push if they don't want to.
JSO continues to show himself as the aggressor, ends up on the losing end of this LG battle, so switches over to the Rockets, but has the injection ready, and again, bails out of the fight just before he's able to get the kill against futile. Knows he's still up there, though, so tried to go for a clutch little rail shot out of the pocket corner, but missed it, and now is on his way over here to the armor. So is his opponent, though, and he knows it. More armor, more damage being done via the Rockets here, and again, futile forced to bail out.
Yeah, nice rocket placement by JSO to force him out of there.
So is going to continue to try and lurch forward to get that final advantage that he needs to close out. But futile, I think, is ready to start this fight too. In fact, I don't know if JSO realized it, but futile dived down below. And that was going through the middle here. There we go, leaping into the combat, but he had the LG out instead of his rockets. So futile was able to be the one that gets this first kill. He starts it off with the 1-0 advantage. Already almost 3 minutes into the round as well. So that's not going to leave a lot of time for JSN/JSO to turn this around.
Yeah, lightning gun. I mentioned it earlier when you're flying around the map like that. It's a great finishing weapon, or when you really line somebody up to pin them. But you got to be careful running around with it. If you're running to a rocket launcher, you're gonna get messed up.
And this is a great attempt from futile to get the quick second kill here. The dire orb pass. Is he gonna take it? Yes, he does use the dire orb to escape there. So JSO is going to avoid getting immediately double fragged as well. No double kills for futile. However, futile can jump into this engagement himself, try to push forward here and knock out JSO if he can, down below into the pit, but he's getting pushed back a lot by this LG. Still did enough damage earlier on in that fight to secure the frag, and now he's up 2-0.
Yeah, nice finish by futile there. He's well ahead in that fight. He's looking stacked right now. He should easily get this round. I mean, he's in good position. Should be looking to secure heavy armor next and apply more pressure.
Futile. With every advantage you could ask for. Just needs to close out on a scale bearer. And he'll have round 2, complete the 1-1 conversion. And at that point, it's going to be up to him to try and take an advantage. Although, this is not the best engagement situation that he's ever had so far. Stuck down below inside of the pillars, trying to dodge around them and use them as coverage. And as for the scale bearer, well, he's continuing to whittle off damage. However, the scale bearer jumps in on an engagement himself, so he's going to end up losing all the excess armor that he had. Still has massively more health than Futile does, but Futile's ready to take this fight. However, apparently not ready enough as JSO finally gets a kill here on this round, but he only has 40 seconds now to get a second one. I'm actually surprised Futile didn't go with the clutch just to have the extra health to continue surviving.
Yeah, you got to be careful, running in low position like that. Somebody shooting rockets on you. He just kind of took a straight line in, and JSO, lined up his rockets perfectly.
JSO's going to continue to run away here. He does not want to die again. He's hoping for his best chance to swing this around. He's got 15 seconds left to get that kill. Futile is close to him, but those rockets probably going to keep him in that hallway or send him in the other direction. JSO just cannot lock it down while he has this low ground. Needs to get higher up, needs to get up top here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Either JSO lost track of the time or he's given up. As this round, yep, there we go, is going to go under the control of Futile via the timer. Got those 2 kills very early on in the round, or early enough in the round to where it just wasn't possible for JSO to trade it back. So with that said, Futile wins it out, and now we're tied.
3, 2,
Yeah, JSO just, he was almost dead. He tried to get a little health to make the final push, but just couldn't track Futile enough. Futile knew, wind out the clock at that point. So it's good recovery round for Futile.
Once again, the fight getting started here. And JSN trying to lock down onto Futile early on in the round here. JSO, excuse me, trying to lock down Futile early on in the round here. I'm looking at him. Again, great early damage. Just needs to really get in there, though. Get the aggression going to be able to re-engage and lock down that frag. He is a little bit fragile himself, so it is understandable that he'd want to sit back and play this a tad more passively. But still, moving into the fight now. He'll dive bombing down a little bit. Only to the second floor, though. It's not going to go all the way right into the face of his opponent. Does it again. Great damage with the LG. Has an advantage now via both health, a little bit behind on armor, but gave Futile enough time, so he's been able to recover that health pool. And JSO no longer really has that advantage. He is going to have to swoop in, try to steal this armor away if he wants that. And instead is going to use the nail gun to jump himself up on top here. Was hoping he'd find Futile in this area, but is not the case.
Something to keep an eye on. JSO has not got a railgun yet. Yeah, he's going for it now.
Okay, he's going to get a nice little hop over there. His opponent, though, ooh, almost met him right there and railed him out. But, thankfully for JSO, a little bit too quick for Futile there. He was able to dodge him just as he picked it up and now moving in. That looked like a hit, not one apparently, though. And for JSO, going to continue to fight just on that bridge, but unfortunately, the lack of rail accuracy really hurt him there, and it did allow for Futile to turn that fight back on its heels, even though he did get hit with a surprise engagement. Still ended up winning it out. 2 easy rail shots, and there you go. JSO has lost his anarchy already.
Yeah, he shot that first one over his his shoulder a little bit, and then kind of got into that engagement, and his opponent landed both his. But I think when you get hit with that first one, you need to recognize that if you're in danger of a second rail killing you, and you have position up there on bridge, there's no reason for you to sit there and continue the fight.
Futile getting denied with the LG here. He's trying to continue the fight itself by using his own LG at range, but not really going to pan out for him. He is pushed back behind the pillars, and that's where JSO will strike, training it back now and bringing us down to a 2v2.
Yeah, let him into that rocket. It was a nice rocket he placed down there, and then it was before he could use the slip gate. So
JSO getting tagged a little bit, however. Returns the damage in much greater form, and now this charge I think is going to be just short. In fact, his opponent jumps over it. He would have made it, I think, if his opponent didn't jump for it, but now he's got him on lockdown here and can push forward to now have him take the advantage. 2v1, but he's low. He needs to recover health quickly. The Futile's already back on the board with the clutch.
And a little unfortunate. Futile probably wants that encounter back, actually. If he could do a do-over on that one, I'm sure he would. For
JSO here, going to be trying to charge his way. It looked like originally was going to try to charge down and actually hit the clutch, but moved away from that one. And now up on top, his opponent wants is not for great damage though, as he was standing still, so he did get to resist a lot of it. Now the shield gets popped. He's going to leap into combat as well, and already very, very low. JSO now does lose his own second champion. It's down to a clutch versus ranger battle to decide round 3 and to see who gets up to map point first.
I liked it. I was hoping he was going to do that. That was a good play to grab the armor, pop the shield, and get right back up there in his face. Good way to even the score.
Yeah, so futile is going to continue to just go for these little dodges, getting himself a little bit faster into the open than JSO does. Unfortunately, futile getting hit, but he is able to pick up the armor and now pushes the fight right into JSO's face, where he can claim round 3 and an advantage now, going up 2-1.
Yeah, good position, jumping down on the armor, you know, taking the armor, throwing the rocket down there, got a 50 hit, and then nice movement, getting in there, popping the shield, you know, absorbed the rail hit, didn't land, and you know, just got in his face the shield and rocket launcher, got a second kill, and then with clutch there and finished it. Good job, good turnaround.
Well, with that work being done here, futile needs only one more round to close out and give himself the map advantage to start off this series, to continue himself on the road to qualification for the regionals. As for JSO, he had a great start to this matchup. It's just unfortunately things went awry in rounds number 2 and 3. And he's been falling behind even more so ever since. You'll note he has changed his initial spawn champion for this round, choosing to go with the choosing to go with the Anarchy. No, or excuse me, choosing to go with the Ranger instead of the Anarchy this time around. Futile is going to be stuck back at nice direct rocket, almost another direct rocket from him. And thankfully for JSO, futile kind of lost him for a second there, but he's going to be able to jump back in, and 2 beautifully placed rockets finish off the job. It's futile starting it off with the advantage again here now as he goes 3v2.
Yeah, JSO was hoping to catch futile off guard by repositioning with the rocket jump across the middle like that, but yeah, futile was having none of it. He was ready for him, and he tagged with those rockets coming in. And afterwards, you know, just kind of tracked him down and finished him up for the kill. He smelled blood, and he got it.
Great spin around futile. Another rail shot connecting here now onto his Anarchy. But the Anarchy is going to be very hard to catch, and JSO will not be continuing this fight for the time being, but quickly back into the fray here. Futile trying his best to poke at the Anarchy, but lost him. How he's going to get him back, though, as the armor spawn does come back up, and futile can't hit anything right now, so he completely disengages away from that encounter against JSO. And we'll move over here to recover some health and, in a moment, some armor as well. He's going to look for those pickups. But JSO does have a better stack going for himself right now. It's just all about trying to lock down the opponent, as these guys have had trouble doing that. Into the open again. Another duel right outside here over the blood pit. Now futile will be able to lay a trap. Great damage being done. And there we go. That's 2 for 2 so far for futile. Only one more to go now against the Scale Bearer.
He's playing good. He's really started off a little shaky, but right now he seems to have his man, and he's really settled into a groove here. I like how he's playing. You can tell he's playing a lot more calm, and he's making good decisions. Just playing his game now. Don't worry about everything. Don't worry about anything else.
Futile once again diving in. Get some great damage going on to the Scale Bearer there. He's already lost about half of his HP. Down at about 75 now. That's going to go away, however, very quickly as futile continues to lock down his opponent with great rockets. And there you go. It is going to be futile that takes map number 1 here and goes up early in the set.
Yeah, excellent. Even there, you know, got caught a little off guard, but great recovery rocket. You know, the placement. Got to appreciate the placement there, and recognizing that his opponent's stack was low and quick switch the lightning gun to finish. Good job. Well, very well played. I like how he recovered from that.
We'll have to go with whatever JSO wants to pick as his map choice.
Say keep.
He said keep?
Pretty sure.
All right, cool. So we're going to jump over to keep for the first time in a while here. It's been a couple matches since we've had a keep game. So it should be good to jump over to that again and get to see it. Let's just confirm. Let's see if the admin's slot or not. Yeah, admin's just confirming right now. So it is going over to corrupted keep. And like I said, like you guys have seen in some of the previous matches here, very small delay. We should jump into it right now. And in fact, we are. So we are searching for the server. As soon as we get it, we should be able to jump back into it. Futile also bringing out the Anarchy there maybe too. We'll see if he keeps that in the draft. Just keep your eyes on the draft. We should be going into it here in just a second.
Yeah, really liked how he settled in mentally there. So I'm looking for that to continue. I thought he had a great win against Scissor this week. So maybe some early jitters or whatever, but he seemed to really be. I mean, he was really calm and playing smart, and JSO just really didn't have an answer there at the end.
And we do end up with a double Anarchy pick there too, so Futile is going to be bringing that into his roster. Much tankier layout overall for him, whereas his opponent, JSO, is still going to keep with actually the Nyx in the lineup there, so that's taking a little bit of a risk on Corrupted Keep by going with that, but there's plenty of other players that have also chosen to play with the Nyx here, so it isn't super surprising to see that choice made.
A personal preference. One of the things I really enjoy, you know, all the champions to give you a chance to have your own style, what you feel is best, or what works best for you. It's like I mentioned, I prefer like more of what Futile has going on here. I like maybe I might start fast with Anarchy, but then I'll change it up on you and go heavier, or maybe mix a visor in there or something. I enjoy heavier classes on this map, but we've seen people go with lighter classes and make it work too, with the Anarchy and Nyx, and you see he has a scale bearer there as backup anyway, so he's not going completely without any tank class either. So on JSO side, we'll see how it works.
Well, let's get into it here now, folks. It was before Futile won the first map back on Blood Covenant. So here on Corrupted Keep, he's got a chance to shut down the series and take it nice, clean, 2-0, push himself forward. And as for JSO, well, he's got to recover here now. He's got to be able to win out on his own map choice. Otherwise, he's going to get eliminated, and he'll have to come back next week. And a lot of 2-0s so far today, so let's see if we can have ourselves another 2-1 and see if JSO can bring things back, or if Futile will dominate and take quick control of this second map. And in they go. They're both just going to fight it right out. Futile actually starts himself off with a pretty okay advantage here. JSO still has the better of the health pools, but
he doesn't have a rocket launcher yet, and he really needs one this race.
He's going to go for it. Ooh, the movement from Futile was a little bit iffy there, though, so he is forced to use his injection very early on. Thankfully, as long as he can get some health, or the time capsules here, he should be in okay shape, but he's going to get chased on here now. JSO keeping him on the ropes, keeping him in this corner. He backs away, though, gives him a little bit more time to recover. I mean, he's still pretty much at full armor, so he's doing okay, and he's also basically at full HP, too. He just has to try and find a way to reverse this situation. He's in a bad spot right now, so he needs to get a better position against his opponent here if he wants to have any hope of winning this initial 1v1. As JSO has been looking great on it so far.
Good recognition. Still get the heavy armor there, because he's not going to get that mega health. They both, I mean, oh, that's huge. That initial rocket's huge. Should look for the finish here. Oh, he's lucky to get away.
Well, Futile is going to be allowed to escape here now. Getting himself outside of the fray. He dodges combat for right now. And for JSO, he is going to end up sitting in the red room here, trying to predict the movements of Futile. Doesn't work out so well. In fact, Futile gets a nice 50 damage rocket onto his opponent. And as well, JSO finally walks right into one of those rockets there. So the 50 rocket combined with the full damage 100 rocket finishes off JSO's first character. And oh no, for Futile, he's going to be in trouble quickly as JSO immediately charges in. He already got the LG. Futile's trying to stay low here now. He's at 23 HP. Gonna try to jump past. JSO might have spotted that. He was on the railing a second ago to where he could have seen this, but I'm not sure if he spotted it this time.
Flirting with fire coming up here right now with the high and out.
He makes it through. JSO's going to be hearing all these pickups. He's going to know he's close by, but oh no, he's caught by the LG. Uses the injection to sustain a little bit longer. Now he's going to run. Oh, who's so close to the mega health, but falls just short. So JSO gets a quick trade there, and we go down 2v2.
I think a little miscalculation by Futile there. That's a dangerous area to be in when you're low health.
Now for JSO, he's going to continue this engagement. Scale Bearer versus Scale Bearer. JSO actually messes up his charge a little bit. Now he's trapped himself. 50 damage more done to Futile, but that's going to be it. And he should have a decent amount of time to recover here. Get himself to an okay amount of HP. The Nyx is going to try to go for a quick re-engage. It won't pan out that well. She's got the LG now, and actually, Futile's trapped, so there's another trade. JSO frags back again, and we end up going down 1v1.
And taking advantage of that high ground and the bigger hitbox, too. Yeah, he had Scale Bearer pinned really good.
It's a little bit too fast for both those players, though, as they do swing right past each other. JSO trying to hunt down the respawn as quickly as he can before Futile gets armed up to a decent degree. Futile, however, doing okay himself, but these rockets are going to be absolutely brutal. The shield, the only thing that's going to save Futile for right now, and that and some nice quick pickups. And he does get to keep himself in good shape. So he's still going to be well over 100 HP And over 100 armor too, but JSO is going to try to change that, melting the health pool, trying to continue that with the rockets, as now he moves in, steals the armor, and oh no, Futile's coming back into this fight now. He's trying to get it himself, so he's forced to bail out, but look at who's right on his tail. We're still 15 seconds away from a mega health spawn, so Futile, he's in a very dangerous spot right now, and JSO just has to chase him down, finish him off, and prevent him from getting these little mini pickups.
Yeah, not a lot of items on the map. He did a good job surviving there. But I have a feeling JSO is going to be ambushing. Yeah, he backed off the mega.
JSO is going to continue to leap forward here. But thankfully, even though he's on the Nyx, he's got enough pressure to try and push forward and steal the armor away, so he's still stacked up. It makes up for that massive health and armor deficit that he has compared to Futile.
I don't know if Futile accidentally hit a shield right there, but he just burned it.
Yeah, so that's going to be on a 20-second cooldown from now on. To push himself in, he had a good mindset to engaging there against the Nyx, but he messed up the jump, I think, so ended up missing the doorway, and then the rockets messed too. Things got pretty messy pretty quickly here now. So for Futile, he's once again have to camp out in the red room. I hope he can catch JSO pushing in. So it's really all on Futile to make the engagement happen, because there's no way JSO is going to go in on his own here unless he gets like some huge high ground advantage. So Futile's realized this. He is going to try to dive back in. The stealth does pop off, and oh, they got to be careful on this jump pad, as that was a close to immediately having a telefrag happen. Futile, though, is going to be able to push up, tries to once again get the mid-air shot, and finally he hits it this time, as Futile, at the very last champion, claims round number 1 in the final 1v1.
Yeah, a little surprised he didn't pop his shield right after the ghost walk to keep track of him a little better, but either way, the end result is frag, so good job. Way to get it there. He had him in a bad spot. I mean, he was fully stacked.
And into the fight as Futile. Okay. Interesting. Not sure if he got
not a good start.
Lost there, or something else happened. Maybe he wanted to go for the gauntlet kill. Something weird happened with Futile there, as he pretty much just throws away his first life in this round.
And not a good start for him.
Oliver diving back into the fight. It's not looking too good for Futile's second life either. JSO, he's already claimed the secondary frag here now. He's pushed up to be able to get that one. And now he's just going to follow it through, man. This could be a quick second round here. That clutch is pushed into a corner over here by the armor. He did pick up that armor, so JSO might have slightly overextended, but there's no follow-up for Futile. He's beyond max health right now. He's got overcharged armor, so there's no reason why he shouldn't chase this down, considering even though he did a small amount, he's got so much more HP than what his opponent has.
It was a little miscalculation by JSO charging into close range. You know, freshly spawned a clutch with your anarchy.
And JSO just melting down the HP now with that LG. He could have a straight 3-0 round in under 2 minutes here, which would be extremely impressive to see that. He's going to try to finish it off here. Moves in, steals the armor up on top, up close and personal. Now just needs the ledge to finish him off here. But he's having trouble finding the actual position, and you could hear that as well, the shield pop going off in the background. So Futile does basically waste that, as JSO was disengaging anyway. Now he's going to leap back in and close out with a super shotgun, as he takes round 2 in record time almost. Under 2 minutes there for him.
And good comeback round for him. Good comeback round. Because, you know, get some confidence going. I thought I've had a good handle on the first round, so see how he bounces back now that JSO really put a number on him.
Yeah, that was a weird round for Futile. I don't really know what was going on there with him, but something definitely happened as he did, like I said, he basically just threw his first life away and ended up in a pretty bad spot. So now he's going to try to refrag a little bit going in here. Great damage early on the Anarchy. 60 damage so far, but that LG is also putting him down quite a bit too. Ends up backing away from this one to recover. He'll let JSO do the same exact thing. So he looks for a better position to re-engage. He's going to find that now. Back in the blue room here. More rockets connecting. His opponent's not hitting at all. The injection comes in. That'll save JSO's life for right now. Futile doesn't need it, though. He does get the mega health pickup. His opponent did get the armor, however. Also uses injection. Futile still has that as an emergency cooldown if needed. Futile getting chased down a little bit here. A little bit of LG damage tagging into him. Let's continue to swing around here. Looking for the proper position to jump on the JSO with, but JSO is being rather sleuthy as well. A little bit hard to catch. Futale's having some problems locking on. When he finally does, he's melted here. Now he has to use his injection. Keeps himself on the run. Thankfully, he's got the armor pickup too, so actually steals both of them away. JSO got a little bit too focused on that kill and lost track of the time. So he gave them both up, and now all of a sudden, this, despite the fact that Jason had a great engagement before, he's actually at a disadvantage now.
Yeah. Ooh, nice finish by Futo. Yeah, JSO had a good ambush, but he didn't have the, the plan was ambush and run to heavy armor, not just ambush and, if he gets away, he gets heavy armor. I want to rethink this positioning a little bit, and the ambush was definitely a good idea. And he almost got the kill, so it almost didn't matter. Futile didn't get away, but he had his injection up, and just got to be careful about that when you're playing an Anarchy. You can get out of there fast sometimes.
Futile gonna need his injection here in a moment. Only 50 HP, however, able to leap over. He did miss the spawn, and the LG from this Nyx is just ripping Futile apart. Has to go for that injection. He's trying to re-engage with rockets. Futile, though, refuses to switch over to the LG himself. Just continues to try and thinking he can close this out with rockets, and, well, he might pay the price in a second as he might lose himself his next character here. Continues to stick on the rockets, though, but this might work out for him. Oh, it was so close to reversing that one.
JSO came in and did a nice wall jump, actually, to avoid a rocket from Futile, and was able to keep that lightning gun stream on him and finish the kill. And
now he's going to try to go for the second one, too. The Scale Bearer eating so much damage right now. And JSO, when he knows that he's done decent enough damage to finish him off on the reappearance, well, he pops into stealth, goes into the next room, waits for the Scale Bearer to follow him, and there you go. The bait play works out perfectly. Futile now down 1v2 here, and we'll have to try to come back on the clutch.
Yeah, nice. Very nice ambush by JSO. Good calculated risk there. Didn't have the greatest stack in the world, but had the element of surprise and knew Futile didn't have a great stack either. So, good finish.
And yeah, Futile still swinging around the map there. Trying his best to reverse the outcome of this round if he can. But still having some serious trouble doing that. JSO really just playing around with some different weapons here now. He's got himself the Tri-Bolt to try and use at range there to keep his opponent off the Mega Health, and it's going to work to a certain degree. It won't do a whole lot of damage, but now, as soon as he's pressured by the clutch, well, he can just pop in a stealth piece out of there. And also spamming the pull spot.
Futile's big chance right now. Ghostwalk is down. He's looking here. He's stacked. Ghostwalk is down. So
30 seconds away.
Really
JSO's being a ghost, though. He's being hard to catch on to here. So, and with that 100 damage, that's going to hurt for sure. Now he's being melted. 60 HP. You need one more hit, and finally he gets it. So Futile does trade it back. One more to go.
I gave up quite a bit of a stack to get that, but he had to make a push. Oh, that's a little unfortunate. Good recovery charge to recognize. I mean, it's a good charge. Came around and hit him and got the finish right away.
Well, round 3.
He gave up.
Round begins.
He gave up a little too much of a stack on that one. Yeah, I thought he could have pushed that shield a little earlier.
Round 3 closes out there. And JSO takes it, so he goes up 2-1 here, up to map point here now, where he could take this into a 1-1 over to a very third map in this series. And JSO just wants to fight straight up, gets that brutal rocket kill right at the end. And finally, when Futile did switch over to fighting with the LG, well, he lost it, and now JSO is trying to quickly chase down the second kill, too, if he can get it.
Yeah, good start for JSO.
Futile did have to use the rush to get out of harm's way. He's not going to be necessarily safe just yet, though, as JSO is still on the hunt. Continuing to try and chase down this kill if he can get it. Futile, though, escapes over to the Mega Health, gets that pickup, restores himself a little bit. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the best weapons to play with here. JSO just needs to keep far enough range, and there you go. He's going to be able to get a second kill now. And again, Futile down to just his last champion. It's looking likely that this will go to a third map here if things do not flip soon for Futile.
Yeah, he's definitely lost his rhythm. JSO's been on him and making him pay for some of the decisions he's making.
And Futile going to be back, pushing himself into the G room here. So right on top of the Mega Health as he steals that one. So he gets that going for himself at least, but he does have essentially infinite time to try and reverse this series. He has a good 3.5 minutes still to try and get 2 kills. He only has his 1 life himself to make it happen. And oh, nicely done. JSO tried to leap in there and then just got completely wrecked by a single rocket from Futile. There's the first kill. 2 more to go. And then we'll win out this round and set it at 2-2.
Yeah, oh, I don't know if he should have charged in there. Like, that's how this worked out for him.
As now Futile knows he's got him on lock. Won't chase him to the portal directly. He'll actually bail it outside and go for this armor pickup just to stack himself up very nicely.
Yeah, he's ready for another kill push right now. Shields up. This is what he wanted to do. He got that first kill pretty early, so there's plenty of time.
Futile is going to end up going for the rocket pickup here now. He'll scavenge that, get it going for himself. And JSO, once again, trying to charge in here to shut down the kill. Nice LG damage. He's got him stuck in a corner here now, so futile may have to escape through the portal and get out of that pocket. Gets out of the way, and JSO bails out of the fight himself.
7 health.
Just barely escaping from that situation. Futile. He's up on top now, and he's going to have to push forward. As JSO is also going to find himself further in the back. Hiding in the red room. And again, charging. It's not really going to lead to much. And oh, hold on. I scratched that. Futile, what'd you do, man? You completely lost the situation here now. The shield saves his life for right now, as he does eat up quite a bit of damage on that shield, but still, he's in a rough patch. 75 HP, tries to dive in for the shield, misses that. His opponent can fall through the portal easily, and there you go. JSO will close out, taking map number 2 and tying this up at 1-1.
Yeah, some misplays there by Futile. You know, good finish by JSO. Futile, I think, uses that clutch shield a little late sometimes in situations. You know, he's already taken damage, and by the time he uses it, it's not in a position where he wants to get offensive anymore. And it's, you know, when somebody's chasing you down and you're on clutch, you know, you really want to be able to utilize that shield in an offensive measure, offensive way if you can. So, but good comeback win for JSO to force third map.
Yeah, so this is going to go all the way, folks, here to decide our next player. Excuse me. Moving into the NA Regionals and qualifying for it. We'll have to see. Will it be JSO, who started off this series rather slow, had a good first round run on Blood Covenant, but was unable to translate that, and then Futile went out on a majority of the rounds there. But here on map 2, JSO really showed up the party, had himself come back with a nice run himself. Then I'll tie this up at 1-1, and now it's up to Futile to once again trade things back out, going into our third and final map, which I believe is going to be on Blood Run. And yes, that should be the case. Apparently Futile is going to restart really quickly, so as soon as we get him back in, we should be good to start this third and final map. Still have more matches to come, folks, as I believe we have 2 more after this one here. We still have yet to see a few of these guys play out. Mav LP has still yet to go up against Stone. And then we also have the one that I believe we'll be saving for last, which will be Disco Ryan versus Carnage. May be wrong about that, but it is at the bottom of the bracket, so I'd assume we'd play that one last.
Yeah, looking forward to both those games. Actually, Disco Ryan versus Carnage should be really excellent. We saw some of Disco Ryan the other day, and looked really sharp, ready to go. So Carnage is definitely going to have a game on his hands. It hasn't had an easy road trying to get to the regional finals. No,
he has not at all. He's been struggling to say the least. Same with Carnage. He's been really trying to grind this out and earn his own position there, but both these guys are going to have to meet. Only one can move on, however. Both cannot claim a spot this week. The other one is going to have to make one final attempt going into next week's qualifiers, which I believe is going to be their last chances to try and make it through into the NA Regionals.
I was watching Mav LP practice a little bit last night as well. So I want to see how he does today in his game versus Stone as we get to the end here.
Yeah, like we said, folks, we are just waiting for the reconnect of one of our players here. So as soon as, excuse me, as soon as he is able to get back in and restart himself, and as soon as our admin can get him invited in, we're good to go to start off our third map, Blood Run. We already had some of the sacrifice action going on, of course, yesterday. I'm sure you guys were able to catch plenty of that. We had some pretty good matches there, especially towards the end of the day, as we were trying to get 4 teams to qualify for the NA Regionals there, too. So while some of these guys may not have qualified yet for Duel, at the very least, they might have been able to make it through and qualify in our first run of Sacrifice. We'll still have a few more of those coming up, too, for those players that are still looking to qualify through that format and earn their ticket to Regionals through that route, as we're not only going to be having Duel at the Quake World Championships, but also Sacrifice, too.
I want to see what champions they pick once futile gets back in here for Blood Run. Been a very, very interesting match so far. These guys are pretty evenly matched. One seem to swing back and forth. So it's like, you know, I feel like futile could have won that map too. You know, it's just that's how evenly matched they are. It's just some decisions didn't go his way, and some shots weren't landing for him maybe here and there. But overall, it's, you know, JSO just had a stronger game last time, and the way he recovered too, especially because I'm pretty sure didn't Futile win the first round in the previous second map as well, and then just gave up all 3 after that, or did,
I think,
or did JSO
I
still,
think
JSO might have won the first one.
No, I think you're right. Actually, I think Futile won round 1, and then it went back the other way. It was a reverse sweep. Well, not really a reverse sweep, but he went back from 1 to 3 pretty quickly there.
Because it seemed like he had good momentum coming from the previous map. So I want to see, again, I always get into like the psychology of the player, as things get rough and games get tight, and maybe you lose momentum, you lose your rhythm a little bit. It's really tough to get it back sometimes. So it takes some mental discipline and emotional discipline to stick through it and recover.
Well, we're still waiting here. As you can see, it is taking a moment for some reason to get Futile back in the game. So, a little bit of a slow hard drive or something like that, loading himself in. Hopefully he should be back in at any second here, though. And then as soon as he has joined up, we're good to go here.
He needs to heat up that potato.
Yeah. Cool it down more so. He's heated up. He's probably not going to perform as well. Just to go over who else has been able to make it through, and there he is as well. So while we are going through the draft here, we can take a nice little peek at who else has qualified so far today for those that managed to be absent. Well, we had ID pushing himself through earlier, along with Boots in their respective matches. Prior to that, we had... ID played Boots and ID won that match. Then we managed to see Hoyt came out on top of Quebec, our Australian player. MDO versus Greeks was a pretty close match, actually, and we saw MDO come out on top of that one, along with others. But now we are in the draft, so let's actually focus on that one and see if we have any change ups. And there's another Galena coming in this time, as Futile is once again going to select it here, specifically for Blood Run. Seems to be when we see a whole lot of Galena play, for the reasons that we explained earlier.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see... I'm always interested to see if somebody gets that coveted totem kill. It's always satisfying.
Yeah,
especially with the Nyx on the other side. If you start with Nyx, you get hit with one of those totems, basically half your stack. I mean, it's not good.
Yeah, if they catch a desperate Nyx running away with like no armor or anything like that, that's pretty much almost going to be a full kill with just 1 or 2 totems. So something to keep your eyes on there as well if that duel comes to pass. But we're in now. We're into the warm up. So as soon as this gets down to around the 10-second counter, I think is when the game will actually start. So just the players hopping around for a little bit, and then we can jump in and actually get going with this match.
Oh, whoa.
Prepare to fight.
Anyway, let's get into it. Futile versus JSO. Map number 3 here. The winner goes on to the QuakeCon North American Regionals, and the loser is going to get knocked down. We'll have to reset going into the next week's match here. Let's take a look and see for Futile how he's going to be able to fare, if he's going to be able to strike back at all, or if JSO is going to dominate him and complete his own 2-0 run after dropping the first map back on Blood Covenant.
Well, the first totem is down outside the rocket launcher portal.
Started to set it up now. It's going to start rather slow in this round here. It's Futile. He's going to attempt to keep himself together. More totems going down. JSO should know about that one, though. He was close enough to be able to hear that. Not only the totem and noise itself, but the voice cue should have gone off for him. Oof, nicely dodged. Futile just barely getting out of the way of an initial rail there. He is able to escape it. A little dodging back down. The rockets continuing to connect, or not connect, I should say, against JSO. As no one can seem to hit any early damage here. Everybody's just whiffing left and right. Finally, a little bit of combat getting started here. JSO is going to leap into stealth right after going in to be able to pick up that full armor. Futile tried to stop him, but couldn't do it.
Yeah, a little surprised JSO didn't try to get a little extra damage out, when he broke the ghost lock.
Yeah, but Futile here still is trying to continue his plight forward. Won't throw down the totem again, and JSO's gonna have to take a moment to destroy that if he wants to jump back up there freely. But Futile again pushing forward, has the Nyx so low, wasn't able to get the kill.
snuck away with 5 health using the blood pool to regenerate. That's how desperate he is.
futile ends up and back where he started, just camping out over here near where the rocket spawn is and trying to push JSO back. Just hasn't been able to get that kill solidified so far and continues to limp behind as a result of that one since he can't get it going.
He's in a good position though. I mean, he's fully stacked. This heavy armor is gonna be popping up soon. I mean, he can get really aggressive here at any point in time. He just needs to make JSO blow that ghost walk.
He's blown up. He's blocked off, I should say, so much of the map too with these totems. So he has himself a very good amount of routes that he can actually go fall back to and regenerate parts of his health if he needs to as well. So that's the dual effect of those totems. Is not only are they going to be, you know, bombs for enemies to run into across the map, but they're also going to be nice little spots for him to heal himself as well if need be. So futile again jumps into it. The Nyx stays in the fight this time, but futile loses track of it. Regardless though, JSO bails out, and that's going to be futile having to fall back onto one of his totems to heal before he gets tagged by a rail again. And now over to the other totem, another heal for him. This is where this gets annoying for JSO because he hasn't been actively going around to kill these totems. They still stay up and they still act as you know, little health pickups for futile here. There we go, some nice damage being done. Unfortunately, the mega health was already picked up by JSO, and he did that damage after the armor was gained. So JSO ends up with the superior health. I'm actually surprised to see that fight go that way. But indeed, JSO will win the initial battle, knocking out the Galena, and finally getting rid of those totems, too.
Yeah, futile just kind of choked on those rockets, man. I mean, he really did have them. And even earlier, when he was reappearing after the ghost walk, and he shot towards the... good recovery, though. Futile. But when he shot towards the health bubbles, he mistimed it. He just shot a split second too early where the rocket exploded right before he came out of Ghost Spawn. Otherwise, he would have probably got that kill right there.
Futile again. Back onto the Ranger here now. Trying to do some work this time after he's now taken down the Nyx. Oh, surprise as the Ranger from the opposite side does end up jumping into the fight. But futile doesn't really take a whole lot of damage from it. He is rolling with no armor right now, which is a little bit dangerous, considering his opponent should have rails built up by this point. But still, he'll be safe in the nail gun room. Just needs to wait for the right time to be able to push past when this rocket spam stops. And indeed, he does get hit with 1 or 2 ticks of damage there, so that's going to give away his position. JSO's going to know he's back there. And we'll have to think of a new strategy.
Yeah, JSO's in a great position. Just futile needs to lurk to kind of reverse circumstance here. It's a good start. A rocket like that and a rail. Look, oh, too bad he got hit with one as well. Otherwise, that would have been really perfect for him.
Yeah, futile again forced down into the depths here as JSO will be able to push him back a little bit, but looks like JSO might want to continue the fight. We'll see in a second. Hasn't really been able to go in for him in its entirety. Head into OT here now, though, with the timer going over. This is going to turn into next kill wins. So whichever Ranger falls first is going to be the loser of round 1, and it'll give the opposite player an advantage to start off on this map.
A little misread there by futile. He should have heard JSO coming. There were definitely sound cues to know he was going to come from that stairwell. That's why I was a little surprised he actually went for the rocket. I thought he would have ambushed first, and then up to heavy.
Well, for futile, again, back up on top here, into the middle, trying to continue this fight. But also trying to be very, very cautious. You can tell that both these players are going to switch to an extremely passive playstyle as a result of this going into the sudden death mode. There's the dire orb. He doesn't take the port, however, so the armor still sits there. Futile is going to jump up on top of it instead. In fact, Rocket jumps to it, and he'll be able to continue controlling both of these power-ups for right now.
Yeah, he's in good shape. Just keep applying pressure. Don't get too careless. Keep putting damage on him.
Oh, there we go. There's the jump up there. Gets a little bit of rail damage onto his opponent. Futile pushing up, but his opponent escapes once again through the portal there, getting out of his grasp. Neither one really keen on committing to this fight, but it may finally happen here as he tries to juke him with the Dire Orb.
Oh.
Doesn't work out to its entirety. Futile's still looking okay in this fight, so JSO is going to bail out again, escaping from the engagement, and Futile chooses not to follow. Okay, just as I say that, actually, JSO peeks out again, and there you go. He is able to finish it off, so it's Futile that gets round 1.
Yeah, good finish on the rail there. Had an opportunity. JSO got away. I was kind of surprised he came back for more like that, but it was a good read by Futile to be there waiting for with the rail shot, and he landed it. So good first round. Really close. Really close.
And Futile's going to try to get ultra aggressive right at the start here. You can see it pushing up, trying to find JSO. It's unsuccessful, only tagged him for like once or twice. In fact, though, JSO is going to continue to take this fight. Thankfully, he's able to jump into stealth, use that as a getaway method, but you could see he was down at like 25 HP after that. He's brought down very low. Well, Futile barely took any damage at all.
Oh, that first rocket was critical.
Yeah, missed out though. And for Futile, force back again. We'll take a look actually at JSO. We haven't been looking at him so much so far in this match. Take a look at his Nyx play now. See how he's able to fare. Well, wanted to go for the engagement over here inside of the nail gun room, but missed it. But he's working around the map, trying to take out as many of these portals as he can, or excuse me, as many of the totems as he can. He's using his stealth to do it too. As you can see, he ran through that, got it to explode. Obviously, he's immune to damage while he's in the stealth, so won't be getting hit by that one. And now pushing into it, he's got the LG engagement. Does he have the health to continue this fight though? No, he doesn't. He's already down at just over 25 on both of his ticks, so he does have to discontinue that engagement and let Futile have the win for today. But now he's turned it around beautifully. One more rocket will do the job, and there you go. JSO locks out the first kill.
Yeah, it's a good recovery by JSO. Futile really had his opportunity when JSO jumped down the stairs, tried to place that really nice rock, and he missed it. He hit him for some damage, but I mean, he wanted 100 out of that one. I can guarantee you. So good finish by JSO, and a little missed opportunity there by Futile. JSO capitalized.
Okay, so trying again for the ranged rockets. He does hit one on the rails, so connecting onto at least one hit there for himself, but still lots more work to do here. Lots more commitment still to be made. More frags still to be gained here for JSO too. He's only one step of the way there. Futile, oh, okay. So JSO is going to get max damage, I think, on the shotgun there. 120 right up close, right into the face. Even that, however, is not enough to completely secure an initial kill, so he's not going to be able to lock down the frag against his opponent just yet. He'll survive. He'll stay active until just this point, when Futile now finally goes down. And JSO gets a nice edge as he leads it in with another rail shot right after that to get himself a second shot that brings Futile's clutch down very low as soon as he spawns in.
Yeah, real careless Futile going into the mega health the way he did, like that with the shotgun. He didn't even have that big of a stack at all, so a little careless, and JSO made him pay.
So indeed, the action will continue. And JSO is going to have to leap downstairs here to try to take out that clutch. One frag away from pulling off the same feats that we've seen in the previous maps from him. He does start off a little bit slow, but after some warm-up, he jumps into the map big time. Comes out with some big frags as well here. JSO, well, into it. Double kill, or double rail right there to bring Futile down low at about 25 HP. And now just needs a few more hits to be able to solidify the kill and solidify the round, as he's been dominant here so far, but he needs at least one more to do the job. The shield's up. That's gonna keep Futile alive for at least a couple more moments here, as he does get pushed back. But for JSO, he on the Nyx is still very, very squishy, so he needs to be careful about this one. Rocket's continuing to pummel in here, and JSO not feeling confident enough yet to go for that kill on the clutch. So Futile was given enough time. He's recovered most of his health pool now, sitting back up at almost max HP, but those rails again doing some work there and helping to keep Futile a little bit lower on the health pool scale.
Yeah, with that clutch, I mean, it's really easy to land those rails from anywhere, really. Really, he is the size of a house, so he's doing a good job keeping them low. And, you know, once he gets them really low, that's when you can make your push or come in with Ghost Swap.
JSO Again, finding a little bit more of a footing here, but that shield getting in his way. There's the rail, pushes him back. He's got the stealth though now. He just wait for this one to pop up, but he had the wrong weapon out, so he did have to take some time to switch it. Missed his opportunity to go in and immediately kill Futile. So he was left alive in that situation. Once again, escapes the grasp, but the problem for Futile now is he only has 40 seconds to not only kill the Nyx, but also kill the next respawn from JSO as well.
Yeah, I would imagine JSO is going to look to run out the clock here.
Yeah, probably just going to try to win it on that. It's the safest bet at this point. That clutch is proving very hard to actually proficiently take down here. So that is going to prove problematic for Futile here, as he's pretty much completely unable to turn this back. Only 10 seconds remain. There's no way this is happening. This is into the realm of fantasy at this point. So JSO, he's going to win round number 2, and he is going to go up 1-1 here now as he ties up the map. And the series remains tied too, and a very important map.
Another good recovery round by JSO. Just when it looks like maybe Futile might be getting a handle on him, he comes right back. So 2 evenly matched opponents here.
Begins in 3,
Indeed.
2, 1. Round 3, fight.
Let's jump into round 3 here and take a look and see. JSO is going to be able to keep that going for Futile. Still spawning with the Galena, not choosing to change that up at all. So no surprises there. Gets a great amount of map control going here. JSO spots that totem, so he probably won't be going through that teleporter anytime soon. At least until he's able to rail it back out and eliminate the position of it itself so it gets out of the way. So now for JSO here. It's all about locking down that Galena. She's not very fast. It's actually a pretty slow champion in this game. That's probably one of the easier ones to lock down and hit rail shots on. And there you go. 2 back-to-back. One more and he can close it out. They did try to go for the clutch totem right there. As you notice, they threw it onto the ground, or he threw it onto the ground. But JSO, still is going to be able to line up the kill. And now doesn't even have to worry about that totem, as it will despawn as soon as Futile comes back in. And look at this from JSO. A quick second kill as well. He's already taken down the Ranger. And now we're in the same situation as the last one, where he's on his clutch in a 1v3. JSO maybe a little bit brash trying to go for this kill this quickly here now. JSO being left in it, only 30 HP left. He's got to be careful. He's got to bail out of here, or he is right there finally going to lose his first champion.
Yeah, definitely a little careless there. Good follow-up kill, though. I mean, that's good recognition. I mentioned, I think it was Friday, it's pretty standard play when you get a frag down in those areas to check rocket launcher, which you did, and landed 2 good follow-up rails.
Yeah, for Futile. He's going to be up on top. Still trying to delay this for as long as possible. Like I said, this has all happened so early on in the round, so there's plenty of time now for Futile to attempt to gain 1 more kill. JSO can't really turtle this. He does need to try and take down Futile's last character, trying to resist for like a good 3 minutes here. Probably isn't going to work out. Futile's got the shield though. Did some good damage with the LG, but not really enough to justify staying committed to the fight when the shield's up. So he'll back up. However, he's still close by. Can still move in, try to hit a rail shot here, but the rockets from Futile are connecting. He switches over to the rail, and now JSO less than 1 tick away from being eliminated, but Futile misses that rail, and JSO should be able to escape through the portal. Does he make it far enough though? Moves in, and Futile's lost the set temporarily. Thought he went the wrong way there. Futile's still going to claim dominance over the Mega Health here, and he might be able to get the armor in a second too. In fact, he might just be able to take down JSO completely. Locks him in, and there you go. There's the mid-air to secure the second frag.
And nicely done. Nicely done. He almost got it earlier there, as you saw, right? He was just 1 shot away, but good finish there to even this up. Another close match between these guys. Just get a stack and push the shield and rocket launcher.
Futile hasn't been able to go in and get himself the Mega Health yet, but finally sneaks towards it. Took a lot of damage doing it though. Thankfully, still ends up with a decent pickup, as he is able to go over, get the small armor after that one. To get himself into an okay position. Now he's got the Mega Health too, so this is actually looking like a round that he could very well win, even though JSO had a massive advantage in it prior to all these rounds, or prior to all these, prior to him getting his first and second kills here.
Yeah, big defensive scale bearer charge. He needed to get out of there quick. He's still not out of danger yet, though.
Stopwatch.
Futile's going to continue to move forward. Another rocket connection from him is not going to net him the kill just yet. JSO is low now. Futile just has to hunt him down, prevent him from recovering HP. And then he can secure it. But again, waited too much time. So JSO was allowed to recover. Now he's back into a good position where he can re-engage. Futile still has the overarching advantage, mind you, but JSO can also fight a little bit here now, too.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot better than he was looking just 30 seconds or so ago. So, but still, he's not in great shape right now. Futile is the one with control over both major items, and he's on clutch, so you know he's going to be fully stacked.
The charge comes in. They're going to try to commit to this fight. Like I said, Futile with a massive HP, and the fact that, you know, the charge pretty much negated all of the, or the charge stopped any damage that JSO was going to be able to do there for the first, like, 3 seconds of that fight, so pretty much killed his own chances by going for that charge, and not a lot for Futile to take round 2, so he goes up 2-1. It'll be the first to go up to map point here as well, so he can close it out right now and push himself on into the North American regionals. This initial fight, though, was a little bit tricky for Futile. He hasn't really been doing well in this fight prior to this. So he's going to have to be cautious about the way he plays this out here. Elena has not had the greatest track record as of yet. And there we go. There's the quick reversal there. JSO had already been brought low from a little bit of tapping that Futile was doing, his little tidbits of damage, and finally he's able to go in with a big amount of damage. And not only that too, but look, on the respawn, the Ranger got hit by one of the totems, so he already took 75 damage, basically just a few seconds after he spawned.
Yep, that's it's very frustrating. You know, you come back in, or you grab a little bit to try to get your stack up, and it's like, bye, you can say goodbye to all your armor. Switch to Ranger. I think he was full at 75 armor at the time, and he lost it all.
Well, Futile still continues this engagement down below as he holds a position here, waiting for the Ranger to really spot himself out. Ranger yet to show himself. Now, we'll jump into a bit of a mini fight here. Not a huge engagement, and he's actually at a pretty big disadvantage here now. Futile, I mean, he's not even struggling. He's just continuing to do massive damage to whoever JSO throws at him.
I like that totem he just placed down. Another favorite spot of mine.
Nicely done with the rocket there, too. 80 damage done so far, and the spin around after the Dire Orb to secure the second kill. Futile
As rockets are starting to lock in now. I thought JSO got away with some stuff earlier because Futile wasn't placing his rockets as good as maybe as he could, and he's starting to land them now.
So for Futile, he is finally back in the groove of things. It was looking like he was going to be able to do this back on map 1. It was looking like he was going to be able to do this back on map 2. Didn't happen. He was able to claim map 1, of course, but was not able to get a quick closeout as he would have liked. And now he's back in shape, and JSO has the world set against him. It's a 1v3 to stay alive in this tournament. Otherwise, Futile is going to claim his spot at the NA Regionals. And indeed, JSO dives into the fight, gets a good engagement, but Futile, better, he's able to easily dodge the charge, and now just a few shots away from qualification, and there you go. Futile gets it done. He's going to win the final map with a 3-1 scoreline, and he'll win this series 2-1 as well.
Yeah, nice finish there. Had good defensive position. A little desperation charge by JSO. You know, he was in a bad spot there. Needed to make a comeback, so he tried to make anything happen there. Good little Matador dodge there by Futile and kept the rockets going. Threw his totem down, you know, just in case things got a little scary for him. He had to heal there ready. So good finish. Way to move on. Good job, Futile.
And that is going to close out this current match, of course. There's still more to come, folks, so don't go anywhere. We're going to take a little bit longer of a break right now to give ourselves a bit of a break, as well. We need breaks too. But when we do come back, we are going to have our 7th match of the day. There's still 2 more spots to be claimed, so don't go anywhere, folks. We're bringing it right back to you in just a few.